Hi everyone, this is Sly with a Master Quest Fire Temple routing tutorial. First things first, we're going to want to check a chest on the left side. You want to pull out your sword before entering this door, so that you can almost immediately jump slash a leg falling from the ceiling. It's worth noting that this chest here you can get as a child if you're playing with Dungeon Entrance Randomizer. Also, if you're playing with chest size matches contents, you can peek that chest right there. So from here, you would normally climb up to go around this firewall, but it turns out if you come in from the side, you can just roll around it. Now we need to light 4 torches. 2 of them are there, 2 are in the mouths here. Where I'm standing, you can light all 4 of them with dins. If you have fire arrows, you can also shoot all 4 torches. Now from here, you have to light 3 torches in this room. Whether you have fire arrows or dins, it is fastest to come left if you know where the torches are on the other side of the room. So one of the torches is hiding in a box up there. Turns out you don't need to break a box to shoot it. And then the other one is right over there. And let's get a good angle on it. There we go. And shooting those 2 torches from this side of the room is definitely fastest. But it is in logic to go over there with dins as an adult and get both of the torches, and then get across to this torch with dins to light it. And that in logic requires hovers or hookshot or Goron Tunic to go over there. At this point you have 2 options. Either you could decide to keep going into the dungeon with hammer, or you could come down here and do 3 fights to get 2 items. It's worth mentioning that these 2 items are not going to be keys, meaning that if you spend your key here, then you could get key locked by Volvagia later in the dungeon. So that's one reason why you might want to keep going in the dungeon with hammer if you have it. Otherwise, if you're in go mode and just are looking for the boss key, or you peeked a large chest with chest size matches contents earlier, then you might want to do this. But you want to make sure to save before going through this door so that you can scum it in case you don't find the item you want. Now going through this door, you want to hold up left and immediately slash with the sword to kill a keys. Then you want to take out 2 Stelphos. And this next room is an Iron Knuckle. If you are low on health, there are 4 fairies in pots in this room. And you're going to want at least 4 hearts in order to fight this guy. So we're going to slash him through, we're going to crouch stab him through the throne. And then hang out down here. It turns out he can't hit you very well when he's right on the edge and you're down here. He can hit you once he backs up a little bit. But makes this fun. This fight a little bit fun to do that. So other than the 4 fairies, there are bombs in the rest of the pots here if you need a bomb refill. Now we have our typical flare dancer fight here. And let me make sure I equip the right stuff. Okay. So I'm using the strat where I stored a Master Sword jump slash, and then I crouch stab the center in order to get to make the flare dancer vulnerable, and then I continue crouch stabbing to attack. And if you grab the corner of this, you can climb up during the cutscene. Save like a second. Now we have a rusted switch to hit to open these gates. And the chest here. So if you decided to do these fights, you might want to get the magic here. But I'm going to skip getting it for now so I can show you what the magic situation is like if you didn't come down to do these fights and decided to keep going immediately after getting the room outside the boss room. So here you want to go right. There are 3 torches in this room, and you need to light 2 of them to open a door on the left side. One of the torches is over here. So with hookshot, you can hookshot to the torch. There is also a way to do it with a jump over the firewall, and I will show a video of doing that as well for comparison. You want to get the magic refill here because we will be using Dins a lot. So in this room there's a torch hiding there on the right side that you can light with any fire source. And a chest hiding back here. From here you want to light this torch. As I mentioned, this is one of the 2 torches that you need to light. And this one actually reveals hookshot targets. So there's no timer making that torch unlight again. Which is why it's a convenient one to get first. Now the second torch that we want to light is right up here. And that opens this door to the boss key chest. Now in this next room, we're going to want to quickly hookshot this boss key chest in first person. You don't want to do a third person over the shoulder shot because if you get hit by the tile, it'll interrupt it and you'll be stuck there for a little bit. Now from here, you can quickly backflip on the chest and roll to get over the firewall. Otherwise, you'll be stuck trying to avoid these tiles, trying to hookshot this torch to get out of there. As you can see, we don't have magic. So you can come over here and get magic. Though, if you're trying to get out of here quickly, then let's assume you immediately backflip and jump over this firewall. I'll show you another place where you can get magic. Oop, but first, let's turn around and show you where the skull is. So if you're routing in skulls, you're going to want to come down here first and hammer this rusted switch. And quickly pick up the skull. Or slowly pick up the skull. Now let's get that magic refill. Jump slash too late there. So as I mentioned, there are 3 torches you could have lit earlier. Here's one of them. So something you might do is come up here and use Dins to light it and then shoot that torch with an arrow. But that is less convenient in general. I was trying to do a funny jump, but didn't quite work out. There it is. So in this room, the elevator has a circle of fire surrounding it, so you need to time a jump onto it as it is rising. So you can do a side hop there. In this room, if you're playing with chest size matches contents, you want to check this chest. If you have fire arrows, you're going to want to shoot this torch here and then hookshot up to a target there. But we're going to have to climb this way since I don't have fire arrows. And light it with dins. It's worth mentioning, if you don't have a fire source at this point, you can progress through here with hover boots. And I will show a video of that. If you have long shot, you can long shot the target from here. Otherwise, you have to deal with the Lizalfos before hookshotting it. And you probably want to check to see if that Lizalfos drop magic. There's a lot of face textures in this dungeon that you can shoot, and most of them give you fairies, so that's useful to know. From here, we'll jump slash a switch. You could also quick spin it, and then open a chest right through this crate. Now we're going to want to equip bombs. And pull one out here. And then use it to hit the switch. And then you can hookshot to a crate here. Oh my god. Okay. I was hoping that was Alphas when it hit me. And open another chest through a crate. Now from here, you can quickly jump slash, or you can grab the edge here. I think going up this way is a good idea, so that you can use a bomb to open this up early. But for now, we're going to jump down and use hammer to hit a switch through here, which raises some hookshot targets. Then you want to immediately pull an explosive to blow up this wall, and then step onto this blue switch. You can quickly open this door by walking up to it and mashing A. Otherwise, you need to grab a box from that first crate side room that we hookshotted up to and bring it over here. But stepping on the blue switch is a lot faster even if you fail it several times. Now from here, if you have long shot, you can long shot up to the target from here. Otherwise, you need to come around the right side and hookshot up to it. A perk of coming around the right side is that Lizalfos doesn't spawn over here. Now, if you peek the chest earlier, you can decide whether to jump down here or not. I like jump slashing with the hammer there because you need to have hammer here to hit a switch. And the animation's a little bit funky. So from here, I'm going to climb to the top of the east tower, which only contains a skull. So if you are not routing in skulls, or even if you are routing in skulls and you want to save several minutes, I would advise not doing this check. If you have long shot, you can long shot to the target there from here. Otherwise, you need to play Song of Time. Jump onto this block and then hookshot the target. Oop. I'm too used to having long shot. So in this next room we have another face texture that we need to shoot, because there's a switch in there. This will also drop magic and or a fairy, depending on your magic situation. I took the slow way, but you can hookshot to this target. You might want to stun this slug with the hookshot if it is too close to the target first. So in this room, there is a skull in a fire circle at the top, under a block. We need to take 2 trips in order to use the hammer to spawn some hookshot targets to get up here quickly. It is possible in 1 trick, but it's a super hard shot getting onto that target there and jump slashing in a particular manner. It's super hard. I haven't gotten it before. If you have long shot, you can long shot to a target directly from the switch. Otherwise, you need to step closer and then hook shot to it. Oh, come on. Then you want to slash the skull through the block and then push it twice to pick it up. The fire can get you while you're pushing the block, but it's no big deal. Now from here, the fastest way down is to go back through here, jump slash, walk in here, fall down, and I'm going to hold Z and shield while falling so that I don't pause from taking damage. Now if you have fire arrows, you want to head directly towards the door over there. If you only have Dins as a fire source, you want to, ooh, come over here. Yeah, I didn't mean to fall there, but that's okay. You can hookshot onto this crate here if you had not fallen the wrong direction. And then drop this crate onto the blue switch in order to light those torches, and then get out of here with the hookshot. You need to hookshot the crate. If you leave this room, then the blue switch will no longer be pressed. Then using arrows, let's see, yep. Using arrows, let's get a little closer. You can line up a shot here to light a torch. Wow, it is being really janky right now. Let's try that again. Torches that are on an angle have like a really weird hitbox for some reason, though I've never had issues with this one, so that's funny. If you had fire arrows, you could have come immediately to this door and just shot that with fire arrows. So from here, if you're routing in skulls, you can actually grab the last skull in the dungeon from this spot through the ceiling. And I'll show a video of me doing that, but that saves you a key and a lot of time if you can do it. And from here, we come and hammer this switch in order to open the door. And if you're not routing in skulls, now you would just hop over the firewall from here. But since we're going to get the skulls, we'll head back over here. And play Song of Time right here. It's worth noting that you can actually do a firewall skip to avoid entering that room altogether if you aren't routing in skulls. So the Song of Time block will allow us to jump over this wall, and then we could head in here to collect the skull. If you have long shot, you could actually just grab the skull immediately, but if you don't, then either deal with this guy or avoid him and try to grab the skull. Now the in-logic way to get back over this firewall is to come here and play Song of Time. But, just like in vanilla, you can get into this corner here and roll past the wall quickly. Then you want to come in here to get the next skull. So you want to drop a bomb here, and then do a quick spin or just a slash through the wall to get the skull. And then you can hit a switch here. It's also worth noting that you can damage boost through that firewall, and I'll show a clip of me doing that. There is a heart here, and some bombs in the pot over there. And here's just another Flare Dancer fight. I'm going to do it the same way, except here I'm going to put away my hammer and then neutral roll into this block so I can peek what the item is there and determine whether I need it. If you don't need it, you're going to save yourself a lot of time. Flare Dancer was nice and showed up on this side every time. You want to grab the corner of the block during the cutscene, and then if you need the item, you drop down. Otherwise, you climb up. And then we have one more chest left in this dungeon, and one more skull token. And a health refill to stop the annoying beeping. So in this last room, you have to activate a switch and then climb to the top to open a chest before the firewall comes back up. And there are several ways to do that. My favorite way is to store a ground jump right here and have the explosion knock you back into the switch. Then you can use that ground jump to climb up here quickly. The other way is to spawn a scarecrow where Navi is indicating right now, or just to activate the switch, walk back to the beginning of the staircase, and climb up manually. At this point, you want to save and quit if you're not routing in Skulltulas, or if you got the final Skulltula through the ceiling in the room below. Otherwise, you have to come over here and grab the Skulltula. In this room, you could just ignore the Stalfos, as long as they leave you alone. Then you want to come down here and shoot the switch. And see if the fairy... Nope, no fairy. And then just grab this Skulltula. And you have to aim kind of high for this one, for some reason. Oh wow. There we go. That was just inconsistent, I don't know. And then head back down to the boss. And if you didn't do so already, you want to go back and do those 3 fights near the beginning. And that's it. Thanks for watching.